right, here I would like to take the time to discuss my prison industrial complex system. It's called the Amerifork, and it is built and organized like a fork for people who get caught doing what they get caught doing. And when these people get caught doing what they're doing, they get released on their own recognizance, and they have to return to a dome the size of a football field, covered over by a tent, like a NFL combine, where the entire facility is filled out with gym equipment, standard LA Fitness, Planet Fitness equipment, guards, sign-in desk, medical facility, track, and maximum security, similar to a military facility, which every prison facility is a military facility. So the idea of releasing people back out on their own recognizance after already being sentenced in, not waiting for trial, well, not just awaiting trial, but after sentencing. When someone is sentenced, they have to go to this facility every day for the remainder of their sentence for 3 hours a day. If they miss one day, whether it's 5 years, whether it's 10 years, whether it's 15 years, whether it's 20 years, the remainder of their sentence is going to be finished at the facility. That's the whole purpose of this system, is a judge can give you whatever sentence they want to give you at the dome, and you will be free for 22 hours out of 21 hours out of the day. You will be free to do not whatever you want, because if you do whatever you want, the remainder of your time is going to be spent at the facility in a 4x4. Nobody wants that, right? So what do we really want to do with society? Do we really want to rehabilitate society, or do we want to propel recidivism? Because once you get caught, you get caught. As far as a defense counsel or defensive counsel, they can only do so much for you when you do everything to get yourself caught and what you get caught at. So when you get caught at doing certain stuff and your defense fails and you get convicted, you know that's it, motherfucker. That's it. You ain't going nowhere else. You ain't going back home to see mommy. You ain't about to eat outside food. You're not about to have sex with women. You're not about to see your family and your relatives. This system is designed in reverse a little bit, where, oh, you're charged, you're guilty, you're a criminal, you're off the streets, because once they release you back on your own recognizance, you don't really have a choice but to be an A1 citizen. Because at this point, if they want to bump you up to a prison facility, they may do whatever they want to do with your time. This idea is for auction. You do have to wear a GPS everywhere, a GPS monitor everywhere you go, stop clock, watch monitor everywhere you go. The prison facility, the dome, it does have textiles. You scan it in when you walk in, and it takes your time, and it resets, the clock resets, and you do your 3 hours. Then once you scan out, it jumps right back. It resets to 24 hours. And that's how you keep your count. There's always an account. You got 21 hours left in the day to be there tomorrow. If they want to set a specific time, then they can set a specific time. Since the idea is for auction, since the system is for auction, I don't know how they would want inmates to arrive at the dome. They want them to arrive by this schedule, or you can come whenever you want. Me personally, the way I see the system working is 24 hours. The dome is open 24 hours. There's always a rotation 24 hours. Inmates who are already convicted, they can go whenever they like, in the middle of the night, middle of the day, morning time, as long as they make it within the 24 hours on their GPS stop clock watch. If you take it off, feel me, the authorities will know. If you get into a problem with anybody who's not an inmate in society, you can get bumped, go right back to jail. If you get caught fighting with other inmates outside or on the premises and there's no external weapons used and there's no guns or there's no type of, outside shit used, personally, you're not going to get a shot. You feel me? You're not going to get bumped. You won't get bumped. It won't get you bumped. Fighting with a public citizen who's not incarcerated, who's not a criminal, yeah, that shit'll get you in trouble if you don't have anybody to witness and vouch for you and to be and testify for you that you're innocent or you was in self-defense. But besides that, fighting other inmates, as long as there's no, no weapon wounds, right? There's no reason to really get inmates in trouble for that. Really doesn't matter. So each dome will come with a room with its own boxing ring. And there will be boxing gloves there for inmates to spar, for inmates to train, for people to have an extra source of revenue, maintaining, training. If a dome wants to put a football field, because everybody at the institution is employed, everybody at the institution is pumping the economy, everybody's accounted for. The recidivism is low, the crime rate is low. All of the inmates know what the protocol is. It could be prisons who they go, we're gonna put, a football field here, and we're gonna put a swimming pool here. We're gonna put a basketball court, but a basketball court is pretty standard. If you're gonna put a basketball court, you might as well put in a track and field. If you're gonna put a basketball court in a track and field, you might as well put a swimming pool and a football field. So this is all incentives to actually create a population of men who don't want to add on to recidivism as much as the people who gotta babysit them, the people who gotta process them, the people who gotta pick them up, the people who gotta write legislation for them, the people who gotta sit there and come up with laws for them. It's just a perpetual cycle that can kind of dwindle out from within the people who are, perpetuating the cycle. If they don't want to perpetuate the cycle, then if you sitting there writing the laws and then you employing the guys to pick them up, employing the guys to process them, employing the guys to babysit them over at corrections, everybody's day is benefited. They will not have the time to really interact with outside society the way a lot of outside society would. They would jump to conclusion, or they would imagine. I don't really see inmates interacting with outside society unless it's for opportunities where they simply have to make ends meet. And this is what we want them to do, because we do want them to stimulate the economy. You feel me? We do want to create new jobs and new businesses, like a bus route, a bus route similar to the Port of Authority, transferring inmates, traveling inmates from this bus terminal all the way to the dome facility, wherever the dome facility may be. Like I said, this idea is for auction. I give out the blueprints, and the details is filled in by the experts, and not much is really gonna change from inside the correctional facility to outside the correctional facility. It's just gonna be a controlled environment. the woman or the man that you live with, it's a marriage. The state is gonna recognize you if you're gonna do your bid with him. He's gonna live with you. She's gonna live with you. The state is gonna recognize you as married. You can look at it as like a perk because you get to get married for free. The state is gonna marry you for free. So you don't really have a choice. Whether y'all really in love or y'all just making it work because y'all got children. Guess what? If that nigga or that woman catch a bid and you gonna do it with him, congratulations. The gym is co-ed. The whole facility is co-ed. You got the split divider line in the gym. Girls on one side, boys on one side. You do have to wear your prison uniform. You have to change before you come in. The uniform don't have pockets. You cannot bring your own food. You can eat your food in your car. Oh, can you imagine that after getting sentenced to like 15? You imagine? You can eat your food in your car before you walk in, or you can eat the food there that's inside. But you can't bring anything in. When you walk in, you gotta have uniform on, no pockets. Girls can't go in the boys' bathroom. Boys can't go in the girls' bathroom. Yada yada yada. Boys got their shower. Girls got their shower. There's dormitories on the far corners. Different buildings. Boy building, girl building. There's cots. If you're homeless, you don't got nowhere to go. There's cots. TV area. It's like stereotypical gym. Typical gym. Typical, very, very regular gym. And this only applies to people who are incarcerated for regular violence. You know, man-on-man violence, men-on-men violence. You know, injury, death, but in a regular way. Meaning, you know, somebody getting locked up for, you know, violently shooting someone. You know, it's not shooting someone 32 times. Or it's not, you know, chopping somebody up. Or, you know, being a serial killer. Or a rapist or serial rapist. Or fucking a date rapist. Or any type of rape. Any regular man-on-man violence, this system is for them. This applies to them. This is not for people who go abuse dogs and I mean, I guess, dogs, women, children. If you beating on women, children, and you got a history of violence against women and children and date rape and pedophilia and all that shit, it's not for you. This system is not for them. It's not for them. The idea is to create a division on, you know, what ilk of criminals go sit in a 4x4 for the rest of their bid, and what ilk of criminals can actually not, I wouldn't even call it a second chance, but get a second chance to actually know that they really don't want to be the recidivists that they didn't care about being before. They didn't care about being a recidivist before, but now they're going to care a little bit about being a recidivist. They're going to give a fuck now because, you know, it's a privilege to actually get caught doing what the fuck you doing. You got caught, motherfucker. You lost a trial. You blew trial. Your defense attorney ain't do enough for you. And then you got convicted. They proved it. It's on the status now. That's your reputation. And then you still get to go home, see your family, eat your food, have sex with your wife, have more children, make money. Nobody's stopping you from becoming a millionaire. Nobody's stopping you from, you know, from opening your own business and working from the general area that you have to work from, since you have to be there every single day. You can change locations if you want to move your family from state to state. You got 30 hours to move from one state to the next state, where you can move your family there, and you have to be at that state's prison dome facility within 30 hours. Whether you got to take a flight or you're driving, you got to be there within 30 hours. You get a shot or you get a violation. If you don't, it's just a transfer. It's just simple transfer. If you miss, we talking about if you missing a day. We talking about rain, sleet, snow, hurricane, nigga, flood. You gotta swim there. Like you gotta swim there. You know what I mean? Like you gotta go, or you know what I'm saying. If they want, they be like, yo, we gonna come and get you. It's like a choice because I'm selling the system, so it's like a choice on them. Like if we want to come and get you, we're gonna come and get you. But if they know, like, all right, yo, this is the inmate that he actually got a good job, make a lot of money, he could prove his income, got a wife, got children, we We see all of his business on social media. Nigga missed a day, whatever. They could give you they might not do anything, or they could just say, we're gonna put less time on your we're gonna put more time on your visitation, on your sentence. Meaning now before you had to go 3 hours a day, now you gotta go 3 hours and 20 minutes a day. Now you got 3 hours and 20 minutes a day, you gotta go there. You keep missing it. You miss a day, they bump it up. You got 3 hours and 2. Now you gotta go. Some people gotta go 3 hours and 20 minutes. Some people gotta go 4 hours. Some people gotta go 6 hours. Some people gotta go 7 hours. Some people gotta spend the whole night, until eventually you add up enough minutes, and they just gonna send you back to the facility where you finish your bid. There's another way where they could sentence you to half of your bid inside the prison facility in the 4x4. And then you could finish your other half in the dome, at the dome. So we're gonna give you 1 year in prison, and then we're gonna give you you're gonna finish that year in the dome. Or we're gonna give you 1 year in the dome, and you're gonna finish the rest of that bid in the prison. Depending upon like what you charged on. You feel me? You do have to go to, for all inmates, you do have to go to the dome for medical purposes. You can't go to a regular hospital. Can't go to like a school. You can't go to a regular physician. You got to go to the physician of the precinct of the prison institution that you were sentenced to. Everything, you got to go to the library. You got to go medical facility. You got to go social work, guidance counseling, therapy. Everything that a prison would have is going to be there. There's just going to be about maybe 4 to 8 different sized domes. Each dome is going to be a gym inside, cafeteria, nice gym, clear view dome. You can see the sky, you can see the rain. It's going to be segregated. I know outside society is not used to that word anymore, but it's going to be segregated for the sake of just keeping the system organized. For the sake of keeping the system organized, safe, clean, sanitary, motherfucking cordial, copacetic, easy for the correctional officers, the wardens, the guards, and just the overall day-by-day activities. The dome's got to be segregated. You feel me? Anybody who want to parlay, they want to, mix and mingle, they could do that shit in a parking lot where everybody leave. Trust me, everybody's gonna fucking know each other. Now, this do come with the construct. The whole construct comes with the purpose of eliminating holding cells. So now, at the point of a suspect, right, getting released on his own recognizance is when the police pick you up as a suspect. They don't really have any proof that you did a crime, but they just suspect you, right? When they pick you up and they bring you to the holding cell, it's for you to see the judge. Instead of having this procedure, the procedure is going to be, they pick you up because you're a suspect. They bring you to the gym. They process you into the gym, and then they send you back on your way. Now, once they send you back on your way, you got to go back to that gym every day. And basically, that's your holding cell area. Every day from that day on that they process you, you got to go back to that location every single day. If you don't go back to that location every single day until you meet the judge, until they sentence you, they give you your date, they're going to bring you to a regular standardized holding cell. And they're just going to make you wait for your trial, your court date, just like that. So it's a simple catch and release. They catching your ass and then they releasing your ass, because if they have to catch your ass again, well, I mean, shit, it's going to be the same result as if they would have caught you before this system was implemented. And that wouldn't be the case for males who, perpetuate men on men violence. But for the males who have a history of men on women violence, men on children violence, they just go straight to the system the old way. They get processed the old way. They go to the holding cells the old way. They get justice done, performed on them the old way. For men on men violence, whether it's gang related or non-gang related, business related, non-business related. It's as simple as a NFL combine tent. That's exactly what it would look like, just without the turf. If they want to put turf, they'll put turf. If the inmates is good, if the inmates, the overall inmates of the general facility, if the inmate population of the general facility who have to go there back and forth every single day, if you get no complaints out in society, they might. I would. They might give you turf. They might give you, I don't know, maybe like a swimming pool. They might give you some type of amenities, a gaming room, amenities. If you do go out and they see like 90% of the prison population at this dome, they got jobs. They work. They're 9 to 5ers. They make money. They all actually have some form of social media where anybody can see what they do for a living, family life, this, that, and the third. And that prison could say they're ahead on the leaderboard, or they can be a leaderboard implemented to where each prison, state prison or federal prison in the United States, they can have a leaderboard where they can rank the statistics on how many of their inmates who attend the dome work and are working men. A lot of the inmates who are sentenced to the dome will have a choice. They will not have a choice. They will have a choice and they will not have a choice simultaneously, because a lot of their affiliates are going to have to look at them for a minute. And they're going to have to look at themselves, because they have a priority now where they're given a job instantaneously on the spot that they didn't really want, which is a punishment in its own way, because the system currently is just, you're just throwing them behind a cell and you're just forgetting about them. Throwing the cell, forget about them. But giving someone an instantaneous job on the spot, you gotta be here every day. You don't come here every day, we're gonna bump you. We're gonna shot you, violate you, we're gonna bump you as if you was already sentenced. You know what I mean? So everybody know, all of the affiliates know, this is how the system is ran. You owe the state more of a responsibility than you do your members at this point, because everybody got their own families. Everybody got to be their own person. Everybody got to lead their own lives. So everybody, man and female, can get the gist of what I'm bringing to rehabilitation and fixing recidivism, where you don't necessarily have to get involved in people's businesses and their conflicts by, looking out for them in ways that assure that they don't go to jail or they don't get locked up. And whatever they're doing, this is a system where rehabilitation is the primary care rather than punishment, because the punishment can come at any time with this system. Amerifork, the punishment can come from, every area. Men have to be men about what they have to do once, they go to the gym and they get processed, and they have to be there the next day at their own timing within the 24 hours. And this is the alternate procedure than being thrown in a holding cell, where you might have to wait 6 months to a year just for you to see the judge, for you to get to trial. You might have to wait a year and some change just to go to trial, when you could be going to the gym every day and all of your affiliates knowing, he got to be there every day. he missed a day, he's going inside. You know, everybody got their politics that they got to go through with their organization, whether you on this side of the train tracks or you on that side of the train tracks. Everybody got their politics. Everybody know what they got to do. It's a system for rehabilitation. The punishment doesn't cease to exist, but the rehabilitation is the main focus. People get to stay with their families, they get to make money, they become rich, they got the opportunity, they had the opportunity to become rich, change their life. It's a win-win. The prison give out cell phones. You get points for using your cell phone. Want your own cell phone? Nobody's gonna know you have your own cell phone, but you get points for keeping all your information, all your business on your cell phone given to you by the prison. You get points, good time points. Whatever the prison give you to keep track of you, the more information you got on it, the better you look. You never know what they might do, and that could just be the protocol. If they give you something and you know it's a bug, if they give you any bugs, like, yeah, nigga, this shit blatant now, giving you bugs. If you bug it up yourself, because you know, and whoever you politic know what you gotta do, then there's your good time served, if that's how they feel about you. So 250 billion for auction, 100 donated to start up the project. What can I say? Right? This is medical therapy, medical care, neurotherapy, neurotherapeutical rehabilitation. If you got bail, if you get bail and you decide that you're going to fight trial while you're on bail, then the dome is optional. So here's how it's going to work. If a judge gives you bail and let's say you're going to go to trial, you're not going to come out, the period in between your release on bail and your trial, you can opt into going to the dome to assure that if you blow trial, that your sentence has to be to the dome and not as a prison facility. At a prison facility. But if you opt out and you decide that you don't want to go to the dome during your wait for trial, if you do blow trial, when they do sentence you, they can either give you the dome, regardless, or they can give you